All right, now, next up, I'm going to make a statement that should not be considered controversial. Hugh Hefner's the man. Every dude on this planet, at some point in time, wished they could have been Hugh Heffner. Hugh Heffner will go down as the probably luckiest man alive, and I think most men, if they're honest with you, they will tell you exactly that. Hugh Hefner lived a playboy lifestyle. It is what it is. There were many, many, many women ready to fuck him, suck him, and do whatever it took to be part of the playboy movement. Now, some people now, because everybody's soft and snowflake-ish, they have a problem with that. But it has always been well understood. Men seek resources, we get our resources. Women seek to live off them resources. Women, you are beautiful creatures. We seek the physicality and beauty of you. Trading your services as a woman for our protection and provision as a man has been something that has happened in this gender role type shit since the beginning of time. But now, of course, 4 years after his death, they want to come after Hugh Hefner. That's what we're going to get into right now, because I want to talk about this. First, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you what's going on, because some of you guys may not have been paying attention. And then I'm going to show you the onslaught of accusations towards Hugh Hefner. Now, make no mistake about it. They only make these accusations now because, well, they don't need Hugh Hefner to get Hugh Hefner money now, right? And that's what this is all about. And you see this with the Me Too movement for its entirety. What happens is once they become washed up, it can no longer make the money that they did in their life. Whether it be even Corey Feldman. He had no problem sucking off and fucking producers his entire life until no one wanted to hire him for movies. Then he wanted to scream that he was molested and this and that. Same thing here. All of these ladies had no problem sucking off and fucking and being around Hugh Hefner for the right to be called a Playboy bunny. But now that he's gone, they're like, now we'll drag his name through the mud. Let's take a look at the story.
What really went on behind the walls of the famous Playboy mansion?
None of our business.
Hugh Heffner, who died 4 years ago, and his empire are the target of a 10-part documentary on A&E premiering tonight. The documentary alleges that the Playboy mansion was rampant with wild drug use and sexual assaults.
Yeah. In the 60s and 70s, drug use was pretty common. Doing cocaine off broads' asses was pretty common. Now, sexual assaults, the word has changed, right? Like, only right now would it be considered, like if I met you, one of you ladies in the chat room, and we got drunk or took ecstasy and fucked, they would call me a rapist. They wouldn't call you a rapist even though you took the same drugs and drank the same drinks that I drank, right? But I want you to understand that today the word sexual assault has been redefined, much like racism has in all of these situations. Sexual assault, when I grew up, meant rape or touching against their wishes.
Alexandra Dean interviewed more than 100 women for the documentary.
We never looked at it really closely and was like, what's really going on there? Why are all these young women hanging out with this really old guy?
Well, because they're fucking him so they can become part of Playboy. That's the answer. They're moving on up, moving on up.
What's he doing to them? And
he's having sex with them. He's having sex with them.
Are they really happy with this situation?
Holly Madison appeared on the reality show The Girls Next Door.
It doesn't matter if you were really happy or not. If you were doing it listen, how many of us are stuck in marriages and shit like that we're not happy with? But we do it because it's the status quo. We do it because it's inconvenient to leave. We do it because we don't want to act on impulse and leave. But here's the reality. These women, how unhappy were they? How unhappy were they when they could have left at any point in time? He wasn't a mob boss. He was a Playboy guy. He had all the women in the world. But these women wanted so dearly to be part of that they were willing to suck and fuck. And then later on, they're like, yeah, but I wasn't happy. Well, that's your fault, bitch. Don't suck and fuck your way to the top, and then you won't have to worry about it.
In the mansion for 7 years and says she felt like she was in a cult.
Of course.
So easy to get isolated from the outside world there.
Yeah.
You had a 9 o'clock curfew.
Right.
You weren't really allowed to leave.
She claims Heffner forced her to participate in an orgy and that her having sex by appointment every week with the octogenarian was traumatic.
I felt like I was just in this cycle of gross things.
And some
So that's not rape because a dude put you on a schedule. I put my broad on the schedule. I got certain amounts of time in which I can engage in sexual activity, and anything outside of that is it's not acceptable. I got money to make, I got shit to do, I got business to handle. That's not sexual harassment. That's not rape. You decided you wanted to deal with a dude that had 8 women. Yeah, when you have 8 women, you have to schedule them hoes.
women really did feel that Playboy was this great playground for them, and they had a lot of fun, and they felt really powerful from it, and it was great for their careers. Other women felt like it had destroyed their lives.
Then why didn't they just leave?
Darkest experience I had was when I was drugged and raped by Bill Cosby.
PJ Matson was known as the bunny mother at the Chicago Playboy Mansion. She supervised 70 Playboy bunnies. She says the corporate office shut her up when she claimed Cosby raped her.
I called my boss and I told her what he had done to me. She said, you know that's Heffner's best friend, don't you? I said, I know, but he drugged and he raped me. And she said, if you want to keep your job, I suggest you shut your mouth.
Doing drugs with people, having sex with people, and this is the shit I'm talking about. They come back later after these hoes wanna get fucked up with you, get drunk with you, suck your dick, and then later they're like, he raped me. No, bitch, you just got drunk and had sex. We've all done it since the beginning of time. I'm just being honest. I still do it. You think I'm gonna be like, no, please don't suck my dick, you've been drinking. I'm not a homo. I'm not gay.
That's what I did.
Cosby has denied every allegation of wrongdoing. Playboy, which is under new ownership, issued a statement of support for the women in the documentary. Today's Playboy is not Hugh Heffner's Playboy.
No
we trust
kidding.
and validate these women and their stories, and we strongly support those individuals who have come forward to
This is why you can't trust anything in life. Playboy speaking out against Hugh Heffner. If that don't tell you everything you need to know, then I don't know what else to fucking tell you. You can't trust anything. Playboy is speaking out against Hugh Heffner, who's dead.
their experiences.
The stories were so wild.
It's insane, right? It gets worse. It gets way worse, okay? We're going to stop. We're going to just start here. I'm just going to read you some of the headlines. I'm going to tell you right now, I got about 20 stories here. He got on top of me, and I just froze. Another woman accuses Hugh Heffner of rape, claiming he forced himself on her in his room at Playboy Mansion after she shot for the magazine. Her name's Audrey Husky, now 47. She stayed in the guest house at Playboy in 1994 after the first day of the 2-day shoot. Heffner invited him back to her room. He soon took out marijuana, removed his pants, and I guess raped her, is what he's saying. She wouldn't get out of bed the next day for the second day of shooting, and her photos never appeared in Playboy. This woman right here, does this look like the type of woman? You're telling me these women wouldn't suck dick, wouldn't do shit? You're telling me these women went to Hugh Heffner's bedroom at the Playboy Mansion and there was no issues? Let's take a listen.
There was a moment, wasn't there, where Kimberly, his wife at the time, reached out to you.
She did.
What happened?
She called my house phone and she's like, I heard that you were up in the room with Hugh, and she asked me if I went up there willingly or did he invite me. Yeah, of course he invited me, but I didn't tell her that. I didn't want to get him in trouble.
You
There
didn't
you
want
go.
to get the man that raped you in trouble.
Right. So listen to that. The wife called him and said, hey, why'd you go up in my husband's room? Did he invite you or did you go yourself? She said, I went myself. End of story. Game over. End of story.
Yeah. I mean, that is so crazy. He didn't care about me or...
And that's all this is. A bunch of hoes mad because he had other hoes.
me, and I was protecting him.
Right.
After
Your
this happened
boss.
to you, did you ever see Hugh Heffner again?
No, that was it. I was thrown away.
That's because you're a hoe. It's just kind of the way it works. Most of these broads that's watching me on YouTube right now, if I met you, I wouldn't see you a second time. Just say it. Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend, Shannon, twins, claimed he gave them chlamydia when they were 19. As Carissa says, sex with octogenarian Playboy mogul was like rape. And revealed she secretly got an abortion after he got her pregnant. So they have sex with the dude. And then later on is like, but it was kind of like rape. The Shannon twins, now 32, were just 18 when they moved in with Heffner, then 83, and began an 18-month relationship they now liken to being in a cult. Of course. So they fucked and sucked and did all this for 18 months. Got pregnant the whole 9. They describe him pressuring them into a threesome on their 19th birthday. They're asking the broads for a threesome. That sounds like a normal dude request. And how they felt disgusted after he forced their heads down to his groin. He would regularly invite women from parties to his bedroom, but when the twins contracted an STD, his assistant dismissed it as normal. Yeah, he was fucking a lot of broads. She didn't want Heffner to know, and they concocted an elaborate plan to secretly get her an abortion. Though they vowed to stop sleeping with him after that, they were pressured to continue. Of course, so they got an STD and they kept fucking and sucking. Having sex with Heffner is like you're having sex with your grandpa. And an assault became he used control mechanisms. That's all this shit is now. That's all this shit is. Heffner was banging all kinds of hoes. It's just the truth. It's the reality of the whole situation. And now everybody wants to be like, ooh, he was old and creepy. Yeah, you knew it when you were there, but you decided to fuck him because of the money. Which is fine. That's why most of you women fuck most of the men. You women that are attracted to me, I don't think you're attracted to me. I'm 41, fat. You're like, yeah, but JB Gunner's got a name and he makes money, he works hard. That's why you want to fuck me. You can't later on be like, yeah, but I felt gross. No, bitch. You can't unsuck this dick. It's the way it works. He looked like Satan. 1983 Playmate he claims Hugh Heffner drugged and raped her when she was 18 and says she was told, don't let it bother you, when she reported. Susie Krashenbacher, then known as Susie Scott, was just 17 when she posed for Playboy, though the magazine would wait until 18 to publish the photos. Smart move. She moved into the mansion in 1983, but did not sleep with Heffner. When she went to his room to ask about being Playmate of the Year, he gave her a pill to calm her down. And she woke up with him on top of her. This is her claim. Said it brought back memories of her grandfather raping her as a child. Of course, she's accusing everybody of rape, huh? She said she was so ashamed and just wanted to die. When she told the editor, the incident was dismissed as nothing. So she's out like, this is her right here. Come on. Come on! That her? Big women, beautiful too. Dude. Come on. All of these women fucked Hugh Heffner, and they know they did. They know they did. She was on Cheers and shit. It's insane. Inside sinister Playboy Shadow Mansions, daughter of Hugh Heffner's best friend claims his powerful inner circle drugged, abused, and videoed women after luring them into copycat versions of his infamous home. So then he had copycat versions of the home. in his inner circle, his friends had a mini Playboy mansion and was using Heffner's prestige to get some pussy. That sounds normal. Hey, you know my boy's Hugh Heffner, right? Come on with me back to the mansion. Let's get it on. Lying to bitches is not illegal. Men have been lying to bitches since day one to get pussy. It's not fraud. It's not illegal. It's not a crime. Women lie to us too. Hey, how many dudes you been with? One. Just you. Come on, man. Jennifer Saganor, the daughter of Hugh Heffner's personal physician. She said several of Heffner's close friends, including her own dad, ran their mini mansions for Playmate cast-offs, for the throwaways. So she's throwing her dad under the bus, all of this. There was a mini mansion, mini Playboy mansion, where his friends would take hoes to bang them. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Come on with the jokes. I mean, how many people don't use their friends? Like, come on. Exclusive. He really believed he owned these women. How Hugh Heffner demanded orgies 5 nights a week, drugged women with leg spreader quaaludes, and hosted weekly pig nights with ugly prostitutes. New documentary reveals. New and of course, the series says, according to his ex-girlfriend, Sandra Theodore, Heff demanded group sex 5 nights a week. You mean he asked for it and you gave it to him? Because you loved him and you wanted to stay on his good side? You couldn't satisfy him. He wanted more and more every time. That's not illegal. It was cult-like. The women had been groomed and led to believe they were part of his family. So now that's what it is. But then you let us go. It's all jealousy. Heffner, who died in 2017 at age 91, also hosted weekly pig nights. I had one for about 2 years. The ex-girlfriend was there. During which he would bring in ugly prostitutes to have sex with his friends. He also kept a stockpile of quaaludes known as the mansion as leg spreaders, and were regarded as a necessary evil because they made women do anything. I'm a fan. Hugh Heffner is the man. He's the man. I don't believe none of these accusations. I don't believe none of them. These broads loved Hugh Heffner. They were willing to do anything to be a playmate. He was a monster. Hugh Heffner's ex-girlfriend, Sandra Theodore, claims he was into bestiality and snuff films. Hey. In new episode, you see how they're just trying to knock him in every avenue possible? Now he fucks cats and shit. And he likes to watch people get murdered. Hugh Heffner's ex-girlfriend, Sandra Theodore, opened up about the trauma endured at the Playboy Mansion in Monday night's episode, blah, blah, blah. Theodore, who dated him from 76 to 81, said that Heffner was a monster who was addicted to sex, like most people, and would stop at nothing to get aroused. She alleged that he would force her to sleep with other men and women while he recorded it. You mean convinced you? Manipulated you? Maybe, but that's not rape. Theodore said that she once walked in on him fondling their dog and that he once showed an interest in watching snuff films for pleasure. Showed an interest. Did that mean he did it? No, he just showed an interest in it. This is the ex-girlfriend, right? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you're not going to convince me this was his broad. Get the fuck out of here. It is what it is. Was that her? Said that he was fondling one of her dogs. Ain't that a bitch? See how they're trying to drag his name through the mud? He was pushed on top of me. Holly Madison details traumatic first sexual encounter with Hugh Heffner. Ain't this the bitch that was with him like 9 years? Encounter with Hugh Heffner at the mansion after she was left mortified over forceful night. Holly Madison discussed her first night with the mogul, blah, blah, blah. She was horrified that their sex life was evident. Said Hugh forced herself while she was wasted. Madison said that Heffner frequently snapped sexually explicit images of intoxicated women without their consent. Madison has revealed that the behavior would never be accepted today. Well, no, it wouldn't, because everybody's soft as shit. Wasn't she with this man like 9 years? Holly Madison was with Hugh Heffner like 9 years. Does she look raped? Does she look unhappy? No, she loved spending that man's money. Isn't Holly Madison the same person that came up with the Holly Madison website for married men? That's what type of whore that is. Ain't she the fucking one that created the is that what it's called, Holly Madison? For married people to go cheat? Crystal Heffner, which was his wife when he died, confirms Holly Madison's claim Playboy founder had a mountain of revenge porn. Hugh's widow says she destroyed thousands of disposable camera images for you and the countless other women in them. Yeah, and that's, it is what it is. I got plenty of videos and pictures that I keep just in case a motherfucker acts up. Don't make me post the videos of you with splooge running all down your face. See, well, like I always say, you can't unsuck this dick. We don't get to break up and then you be like, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. Bitch, I got the proof. Madison, Heffner's girlfriend from 2001 to 2008, claimed on Monday, this is Holly Madison, so it was 7 years, that the magazine publisher kept a mountain of revenge porn. And now his widow, Crystal, said she found images Madison referenced and destroyed them. Right here, is that Crystal? Yeah, that's Crystal Heffner right there. So she found them and destroyed them. Intriguing. Secrets from the Playboy Mansion. Holly Madison says it was a cult because she was gaslit, there's one of them libtard words, into thinking Hugh Hefner was nice, had 9 p.m. curfew and couldn't have friends over. If I had a mansion, you couldn't have your fucking friends over at my house either. I don't want to deal with your fucking friends and my fucking millions and millions of dollars in this mansion. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And yes, you hoes got to be in the house at 9 o'clock because you got photo shoots to do tomorrow at 7:30. I ain't got time to play with you hoes. You're going to be you're here to do a job. Fuck is wrong with you? Holly Madison claims Hugh Heffner screamed at her for cutting her hair short. I'd do the same. Short hair bitches is not, what's up? You're a model, lady. You're a Playboy model. He said it made her look old, hard, and cheap. And that's exactly right. The man knows beauty. The man knows models. He ran the most famous girly magazine in the history of girly magazines. If that man says your hair makes you look fucked up, then your hair makes you look fucked up. It's not that hard to understand. Listen to the professional. Ex-Playmate claims he was forced to be a drug mule for Hugh Heffner, alleging he made her go on countless trips to buy cocaine after accusing him of grooming her from age 19. There's no such thing as grooming you if you were an adult. Now, I wouldn't have sex with a 19-year-old, but that's not grooming. Sandra Theodore, of course, her again. Yeah. Having your broad go pick up your dope is not that big of a deal. People do it all over the world. Have their girl get up the weed or whatever. She claimed that buying the illicit drugs for the late magazine publisher became so common that it felt like he was sending her out to pick up some milk. Exactly. Because that's what it was. We live in this mansion with all these hoes. We do coke around here. Go get some. Go pick up some coke. That's normal. And look at the years she was with you. From 76 to 81. Cocaine was very, 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 very normal in that time period. Everybody did it. Hugh Hefner's cocaine-ridden Playboy Mansion parties caused friends Poodle to become addicted to coke, claims his ex in a new documentary. Of course, Sandra Theodore said that now she's saying that Hugh Heffner got the goddamn Poodle hooked on dope. Can you believe this shit? Can you believe the legendary parties led to a friend's dog becoming addicted to coke after trying to lick guest noses, according to his ex? Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit? They just don't stop smearing this motherfucker. Former Playmate lifts the lid on Hugh Hefner's infamous Halloween parties. Model recalls having her naked body painted for hours. Ooh, no. To attend over-the-top Playboy Mansion event where people were having sex everywhere. That sounds like a great motherfucking time. Jenna Bentley from Montana. Hey, on Halloween, we painted our nude bodies and everybody fucked everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, no. Exclusive. There was rape on a regular basis. How Hugh Hefner's friends ran their own Playboy mini mansion with reject playmates promised fake modeling contracts before they were traded like cattle to rich and powerful men. That's not rape. At all. Being lied to about futures is not rape. Hey, baby, I'm going to love you forever. You're the only one for me, baby. Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time. Ex-Playboy Bunny claims sex with Hugh Hefner, Carissa Shannon, was like rape. Of course, they all say that now. They all say that now, but you can't unsuck that dick. They all say it's like rape now. Ex-Playmate lifts the lids on Hefner's mansion, revealing women who missed 9 p.m. curfew had to sleep on the lawn. That's right, bitch. You ain't in here at the curfew? Sleep out in the grass. And will get kicked out if they even met boys. Bam! This is the only dick in this house. This is the only dick in this mansion, right? You ain't in here in time, bitch, sleep out with the dogs. But there's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand what the problem is. It's his house, it's his rules. None of that's illegal. Hugh Hefner's widow, Crystal, working with a brain disorder specialist to recover from past traumas as she details mental health journey. Of course, now she's doing it too. I'm so damaged because Hefner had other whores. Stop it. Holly Madison says he was just too old. She admits she was grateful that the late Hugh Hefner never got her pregnant when she was in her 20s and he was in his 70s. It's a reasonable statement, but she was still sucking and fucking him for 7 years, lady. Former Playboy mother P.J. Maston recalls being raped by a high-ranking executive, while another bunny says she was attacked twice in one night in latest revelations from the new series. Yeah. The series portrays Hugh Hefner as a vampire who manipulated and drugged dozens of young women. This is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Let's just call it like it is. Hugh Hefner was a very, very successful man that made a lot of money, that ran an organization and a girly magazine that every whore, and I mean whore, in America's dream was to be part of. They all wanted to be a Playboy centerfold. They all wanted to be the whore that everybody was jerking their dicks to. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Their entire gimmick was to be the pictures that dudes jacked off to, because we all know that's what those magazines were. Playboy was the classy one, though. Penthouse and Hustler was the nasty ones, which is fine. Playboy at least showed some class. And now, all these years later, they're like, yeah, but everybody was getting fucked up and having sex everywhere and painting the bodies. Sounds like an awesome time. Hugh Hefner, you are the man, we're the man, and I'm sorry you're going through this. Audience, I want to ask you guys a question. What do you think about this? Do you think that this is just another Me Too issue? Nothing that I heard there sounds A, like real rape, or sounds B, pop problematic, but I'm curious what you guys think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, man. Hugh Hefner, my final statement on this is they're dragging his name through the mud because they're hoping to gain more notoriety and fame than they could when Hugh Hefner was alive. Hugh Hefner, I got one thing to say in regards to him. And I'm sure he died thinking this. You can't unsuck this dick. And Hugh Hefner has had sex with some of the most beautiful women in the history of mankind. Hugh Heffner is the legend of all males in the history of our species. The alpha, the top of the pyramid, is Hugh Heffner. That's the truth.